Bill, you're the author of a book, Common Sense Success, where you talk about sort of the fundamentals of just making it in life, whether it's business or as a husband or whatever. And you talk a lot about taking risks and launching yourself out. Tell me about starting your own business in collections.
Well, I had a very successful job. I was managing the largest office General Finance owned out of 440 offices. And I decided that I didn't want to work for them anymore. I wanted to start my own company. Well, everybody I talked to said, well, you can't make it. That's a dumb idea. And I guess the more they said that, the more motivated I was to go out and go in business for myself. In fact, I didn't even know how to apply for the license. I had to go ask a man by the name of Mr. Green, how do you apply for a license to run a collection company? Well, he told me this. Well, I got my license, and now I was ready to start in business. But nobody seemed to want to give me any accounts to collect. But finally, this finance company, Indian Finance, it's not only think it's even in business anymore, they had 35 accounts that they couldn't collect, and they had professional collectors working for them. I finally convinced them to let me have those 35 accounts. And they gave them to me thinking I would never collect the bills because they didn't want, that would probably look bad on them, in fact, if I did collect the bills. And so I took those accounts, and I was able to collect enough of those accounts to launch our business and be able to pay our rent and be able to eat. And from those 35 accounts, that gave us our start, because I would tell people, listen, we took the accounts from Indian Finance, they have professional collectors, and they couldn't collect these accounts, but they gave them to me, and I collected those accounts. And what I learned was, you want to find out what everybody else can't do, and you want to be able to do it for them. And if you can do that, you can solve some of their problems, and you can, of course, achieve success at times. But my motivation was to prove all those people wrong that said, you can't do it. I just turned my crank, I wanted to go out and do it worse than ever at that time.
Based on that sort of same value, you once talked to me about how you would talk to somebody to try your company out.
Yeah.
But without bad-mouthing maybe the company they were already using. And you told a specific story that I can't remember right now about one woman. Does this ring a bell?
Well, when you call on a company and you want to serve their needs in collections or anything, and they already have a service now they're using, well, the last thing you want to do is be critical of that service. And the reason why is because more than likely the person you're talking with selected that service to do the work for them. So what we learn to do is we learn to say, listen, I know that you have this XYZ company working for you. I'm sure you did your due diligence when you selected them. And I know they must be a good company if you chose them to work for you. However, it would be a great barometer for you if you would use us and give us some of those accounts to work to show you how good this company's doing. And if they are doing really well, then they should be able to keep the same results we're keeping. Well, we were confident that when we took their accounts and we compared results, we were going to beat the other company. And we did. Now, here's what you need to remember. A lot of times in these small companies especially, or dental offices or doctor's offices, it would be the doctor's wife, his brother, his cousin, someone that would be running this collection department. So if you made him look bad, you weren't going to get any more business from him. And so we learned that right away. What we really learned was not to be critical of people, and not to slam people for what they were not getting, but to sell the benefits of using our service.
Well, it sounds also like, I know this is common sense, but it sounds like you weren't just trying to sell people. You actually had a solid product, you believed in your capability, and you were just saying, let us sell ourselves to you, our results. Is that the case?
Well, they say the proof of the pudding is in the tasting, right? Well, we gave them a good taste. This was like the best chocolate you could ever eat when you hired us, because seldom ever was there anyone who we didn't exceed the expectation or at least meet what their top people were doing in performance. And I found that a lot of our clients really appreciate the fact that if they had two companies that were competing for their business, they could always use that as a measurement tool to say, well, how well are y'all doing? And if you're just using one company, sometimes you just really can't tell that.